Guess what? Have you ever heard of the law of accumulation? The law of accumulation states that every single thing that you do, that you think, that you feel counts. Everything. Every single thing. How many of you have totally given up on yourself, that you act as if your life doesn't matter? You act like what you're doing to yourself doesn't matter. It all counts. And if you want to start having a greater sense of meaning in your life, then guess what? Everything you do needs to matter. And you can reprioritize your life. You can pick and choose what it is that you do, what it is that you don't do. For a lot of people, it's about not doing some of the things you're doing that would absolutely transform your whole entire life. I'm getting my oil changed in my vehicle today, and it gets me thinking how most people take better care of their cars than they do themselves. You wouldn't put oil in your gas tank, would you? Fuck up your engine? Would you do that? Literally, why do you put so much oil down your throat? There's actually not a purpose on this planet to be ingesting so much oil, other than just natural fats and oils to a certain degree. But I used to be a guy cooking spaghetti, man, a whole bottle of olive oil just to boil the noodles. And then I watched this documentary, Forks Over Knives, which absolutely changed my whole entire belief system about nutrition. Thinking about I think it's the average, I'm talking Americans here, so I know this is a global audience, but here in the West, I think the average American consumes 3 barrels of oil. And I'm talking, you're talking a big barrel, like a huge barrel of oil on average a year. Why the fuck would you need to drink that much oil, consume that much oil? And you wonder why cardiovascular disease is still number 1. It's number 1 death. Number 2 is cancer. There's a lot of things that people could avoid doing in order to increase their vitality. But again, so many people are living in such a debased sense of being. You don't think you matter. You don't think you're that important. And I'm here to tell you that is bullshit. At the soul level, we're all equals. Your soul matters. My soul matters. Who you are at the soul spiritual level is the value. Yes, this human body is temporary, but here's the sad thing. So many of the decisions that you're making in your life are based on all of the bad, scary, terrible, painful, hurtful, gut-wrenching things that you experienced through the human lens of your existence. And you're latched onto that. And thus you've completely devalued yourself. You have worthiness issues, you have self-esteem issues, you have confidence issues. Am I correct? Am I correct? This is what's going on. These are all the things that I've been working on healing in myself. And I have seen some of the most incredible successes in my life. And it's taken me having the mindset that every single thing matters. Everything counts when it comes to your life. What you do, what you don't do. You just look at it as every single day there's a scoreboard. What were all the positive things you did? What were all the negative things you did? What were all the positive things you said? What were all the negative things you said? What were all the negative things you felt? What were all the positive things you felt? And here's the truth. In this day and age, most people, that scoreboard is absolutely overwhelmed by L's. L's. You are chalking up losses because guess what? You're not living conscientiously. You're living reactively. In this life, we've been given two primary feelings, pain and pleasure. How many of you embrace pain, embrace adversity? I know I do every single time I get in cold water. I'm embracing uncomfortable. I'm saying, you know what? I need to experience this. I don't want to experience it, but I'm going to experience it because it makes me stronger. When something crazy happens, I'm like, man, I deal with tough things all the time by my own will, my own accord, on my terms, life on my terms. Because I play offense. But if you're someone that every single time something uncomfortable happens, that you don't even have enough self-awareness to realize you are hurting, and it's okay to hurt. Don't stay hurt for the rest of your life. But see, that's what happens when you get hooked on shit. When you formulate chemical dependency and addictive patterns, what you are doing is saying you want to carry around this pain. You have already deemed that you cannot heal and process and release your pain, that this thing has to exist in your life in order for you to survive, in order for you to exist. Do you really believe that at the soul level? Do you truly, truly, truly believe that? I'm here to tell you that is not true. False. False. That's a limiting belief. You can heal your wounds. You can heal your emotional wounds. You don't need to be chemically dependent. I'm a believer that inside of your body, yes, this divine gift that you have been given is the absolute ultimate chemical factory. You can create any chemical you want, you can manufacture within your body. You don't need it to be from the outside. You can find those states of bliss. You can find euphoria. You can find pain relief. You can find anything. Think about this. How do people do the placebo effect? How does that work? How has that ever worked? If it worked just one time, it's a fucking miracle. And it's worked thousands and thousands. Who knows, man? Millions of times. Where people were told, here, man, this pill right here is going to heal you. And they take it with belief. And guess what? Holy shit, the sugar pill healed them. And then there you are, sitting there on the sidelines, acting as if your life don't matter. No one sees you. No one gives a shit about you. You know what? You're right. What does that matter? Why do you need to be seen and heard? Why do you think that's important? Once you see yourself, right? That's actually probably even what's going on there spiritually. The reason why you don't feel seen, the reason why you don't feel heard is because you don't even want to see yourself. Thus, your reality that you are attracting in is people that overlook you. Because you're overlooking yourself. Your goal, your purpose right now is to start looking at yourself in the mirror. And once you have the courage to do that, which it sounds so crazy that it takes courage to look at yourself, that after you start looking at yourself, that you can start loving yourself. Right now, you got to be honest with yourself, though. When you look at yourself in the mirror, is there something that you can do? If you start to chalk up and take some inventory of your life, are there some things that you absolutely could do that you would be willing to do, that you know that if you started doing it, it would change your life? What is it going to take for you to flip that switch inside of you? Because that's the bottom line, is if you don't have the self-accountability, the self-discipline to care about yourself, to love yourself, to stop harming yourself because you do matter, then I don't know what else to do other than I just send you light, I send you love, I send you strength, I send you clarity, I send you sobriety, I send you love from my heart to yours. Because I know there's been seasons and years that I've been there. It's so far in the past. I really do have to kind of rechannel those feelings, those experiences, because I've renewed myself. I renew myself each and every day. Every day. That sounds wild, don't it? But that's the gift that we're given. When you get a new day, that means you get new opportunities. This day has never been lived. What are you going to use with your day? How are you going to make this day count? How are you? Yes, you. How are you going to make this day count? What can you do differently? And if you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired and you feel like you need some help, reach out. Greg at resultskillexcuses.com. I love connecting with people. I'll give you free 90-minute strategy session, but there's 3 things. You got to reach out, tell me a little bit about yourself. You got to book a session, and you better show the fuck up, because my time matters. I love helping people, but I don't love being stood up. My fucking time matters, and yours does too. So if we're going to sit down and talk about your life and talk about some ways that you can start to improve your life, like, make it happen. Beyond that, download the app. Start doing some self-discovery work. Start really understanding who you are at the soul level. Like, who are you really? And if you're looking for just something that starts to hold your ass accountable each and every day, 1% better every day, right? That is the law of accumulation. The law of accumulation is taking small intentional actions, small steps over an extended period of time versus trying to say, you know what, I'm just waiting for everything to line up and then I'm going to take this big leap and make this big change in my life. It's like bullshit. You don't need to take no big changes. Make little changes. If you want it to last, you'll make little changes over an extended period of time, from here to the end of the year, from here to the end of the summer. Like, you know what I mean? It's extended amounts of time, little tiny steps. Small steps. That's what the Results Kill Excuses at 1% Better Everyday Journal offers you. Every single day, you're given an opportunity to start with an attitude of gratitude, to do some reflecting on yesterday, ways that you did good, things you could do better, and then jotting down the things that matter today, the things that you want to count. And it doesn't have to be grandiose things. It never should be. And the best part about the 1% Journal is, guess what? You get one-on-one coaching videos with me throughout the 91-day process, which in and of itself is just such a tremendous value, so that you don't feel like you have to do it alone. But guess what? I keep saying this, you got to do it on your own. But here's the truth. If you don't want it, ain't nobody going to do it for you. This is all about putting in the work. And the most important work you could put in is to invest in you, to invest in improving you, to invest in switching up your mindset. Because for whatever reason, you've given up. And I don't know why. I know life is hard. I know life can beat us down. But it's time to get the fuck back up. It's time to dust off, and it's time to get going. At least try that. Doesn't have to be something drastic. I appreciate everybody that's listening in here. You know I'm always talking from my heart to your heart. I love you guys so much. Stay locked in. Share this message. Subscribe. Reach out if you need help. Download the app. Purchase a 1% Better Everyday Journal. Get some merch. Support the brand. Results Kill Excuses is coming, and it's coming in hot. Let's do this shit. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.